Hi everyone, it's Jerry Ann with scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com, and this is project number 2 in our holiday sampler collection that you can purchase over my website at scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com. This is a cute little 3x3 little gifty box that holds 6 dark chocolate. Another cute little gift for a friend. You can put a little calendar here and kind of just something fun so that it can sit on their desk all year with little treats or just a little something that says Merry Christmas. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The nice thing about this is the kit for this collection or for this project. All pre-cut, pre-scored, pre-everything for you. So all you have to do really is put it together. So I'm going to pop out just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put these away. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. You are going to need these. This project is really something that is simple and easy and fun. It is something that you can easily do. However, for a lot of people, they like to have kind of a sample in order to get started. So that's what this is in this kit. There's a lot of little embellishments and pieces to it. So we're going to go ahead and pull all of that out, so we know what we're using. We've got 2 little brads. You got a piece of shimmer trim, and then you have your pieces. In order to create this, you're going to need, I'm going to move my pieces out of here. In order to create the box, you are going to need a piece of 4 7/8 by 4 7/8 cardstock. So a square piece of 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. I'm going to grab my cranberry ink pad, which is Z2116, and I'm going to ink some edges. So this is, and then on this you will score at 1 inch all the way around. So as you can see, there's 2 pieces there. 2 more score lines. All of this is pre-scored for you as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take my ink pad and do just direct to paper, and I'm just giving each of those edges a little bit of red. Now this red will stain your fingers, and the white cardstock really likes it, so be careful. Okay. You can take your dauber and sponge dauber everything, or you can do the direct to paper method that I'm doing right now. I'm also going to, because this is our drawer, I'm going to do all of the edges. Just look a little more finished. Okay, so this is our 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. We're going to take our scissors, and on 2 of the edges we are going to cut directly up, and we're basically cutting out the score line. Okay, you're going to cut the score line out. Okay, last one. So all we've done is cut the score lines out. Okay? Now what we're going to do is take a little bit of adhesive, and you can use your regular adhesive. It holds pretty well. And you are going to create the box. This is the drawer for your box. Okay? Just like so. This is perfect for all your little pieces of scrap that you have. Now what we're going to do, so that creates this box part of our drawer. Okay? So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take, and there were little pieces in your 3/4 by 2 3/4 inch pieces. And we're going to add one to the front, and the front is one with the pieces on the inside. And we're going to go ahead and just put this right in the middle, like so. We're going to take our pokey tool, piercing tool. We are going to grab our, actually let's put the one on the back first. Okay, so this one goes on our back piece because it's open in the back and we'll be able to see it. So we have one on the front, one on the back. Okay, now we're going to take our shimmer trim and we're going to give it little ducktails at the end, on each end. You do that by cutting up in the center and then cutting each of the ends to the center. Okay? This might appear to be a bit long, and you can just snip it off. I gave everybody, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4.5, maybe 5 inches, between 4 and 5 inches. Okay? So now what we're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take and lay your shimmer trim here. And you're going to try not to stab yourself, but you're going to stab a hole through your shimmer trim, through your box, through everything, into the center. Okay? We've created a hole. Now what we're going to do is take our cute little button brads. These are cute little button brads. And we're going to go ahead and open them up. This is going to be way too long. I'm going to cut some of that off. We're going to lay this down where we want it to be on this side here. We're going to bring in and poke again. And I'm wondering if I lost you guys over. Okay, nope. Okay. We're going to put our second brad through. I'm going to open that up. And there we have our cute little drawer handle. Okay? So here is our drawer. for our next thing, so now we can take our piece of we can put our 6 little pieces of candy in there. So we have our drawer. Now for these I pre-stamped because I knew that as they were going together in kits. So our next piece that you need in order to make this box is we're going to make the wrap for the drawer. And the wrap for the drawer is 8.5 by 3 inches. 8.5 by 3. You're going to score at 1 inch, 4 inches, 5 inches, and 8 inches. So 8.5 by 3, score at 1 inch, 4, 5, and 8. And then what you're going to do is you're going to score on each of those. Now for those of you who bought the kit, it's all pre-scored for you. No worries. I'm going to take a little bit. Actually, I'm going to take my red ink pad again. And again, being careful because this likes the red ink. We're just going to ink our edges. And then we're going to do all of our edges as well. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is take a little bit of sticky strip or whatever you have for adhesive. On the little 1/2 inch side, you're going to put a little bit of sticky strip. You're going to pull that off. And then you are going to meet this up with the side here. And it basically kind of flattens into a rectangle hole. Okay? Now these 2 little pieces that you have left go on each side. Oh, fun. Okay, so we have each of our sides, we got our hole, we've got our triangle box, and then what happens is our drawer should fit perfectly, which it does, right into our trusty box. So now we have a box. Okay? You can make a whole bunch of boxes. You can make a whole lot of drawers. You can make like drawers, suitcases, that kind of stuff. All right, the next piece that you're going to need is this white piece that is 6 inches by 3 inches, and it is scored at 1.5 and at 3 inches. 1.5 and 3 inches. And you're going to, again, it's all pre-scored for you in the kit. We're going to go ahead and ink the edges again. Okay? All right. And actually, you're going to want to do, I got ink on my hands and you can see it smearing. You want to do both sides of this one. Luckily, we're going to hide most of it so nobody will see the smears. So you're going to ink both sides of this piece. Okay? Now what we're going to do is you have a piece of designer paper. This is B&T. And it goes, this nice red piece, goes right down here in the middle. Then you're going to have a piece of a scallop circle. And I don't know what, you'll need a pop dot with this one. I'm just going to use what I have here. So I've got these little dots that have circles on them. It's just going to give it a little bit of a dimension for the piece to stand up. So we're going to center this down towards the front in the center, just like so. Our next piece that we have, you have two options. You can use the sweater kind of pattern paper, or you can use the black part. And some of these have sweater. I think some of them are a little different. And that goes on our piece of white that is 3 by 3 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of this as well. Gently, without trying too hard to get ink all over. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add this right into the center, just like so. Now, we have two more pieces. One that has a sentiment stamped on it, love and joy to you and yours, and we have the cardinal. So what we're going to do now is we're going to finish this up and then we'll go ahead and get to those pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over and we're going to apply adhesive on this bottom quarter piece here. Okay? So what happens is this is how it's going to end up sticking. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to line up these 3-inch pieces here on the bottom together. We're going to lay them down and stick them good. So you have a easel. Okay? Now we're going to take and put some tape on that, and we're going to line up the edges here and add this piece right on top of our box, of our drawer. Voila! We have a drawer. See, we've got our little piece here. We've got our drawer that opens up. It's got candy in it. Got our trusty little piece here. I'm just going to flick these little edges up just here a little. Alright, so now what we're ready to do is for me to wipe my hands off, see if we can get as much of this red off as possible. Okay, now you have two options. You can do colored pencils, you can do crayon, or whatever you have that you want to use in order to color your images with. I think tonight I am going to use my blending tool, my blending pen. I'm going to grab some. Now you can use your watercolor pen, you can use whatever you have to color your cute little cardinal dude. And because we're going to cut it out, we don't have to worry too much about the fussy cutting or staying in the lines real well. Okay? Alright, so I've got my blending tool there. So now all I'm doing is just rubbing off. And we're going to go ahead and use Olive, which is Z2137. And we're going to go ahead and color our leaves here. So all I'm doing now is just squeezing the top of the ink pad, picking up our green, okay. I'm going to grab a little red here. And go ahead and do our little berries that are there. Okay. I'm going to grab a little bit of canary. New ink pad, hard to open. Gonna grab a little bit of canary. And a little more green here along the branches. kind of that holly branch that this bird is sitting on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close all these up. I'm going to clean off my brush there, my blending pen. Move that out of the way. What I'm going to do next is, as soon as I find it, alright, I have a blending tool. You know, it takes time. They loosen up as they go, but they are always very, very stiff in the beginning. Always. We're going to take a piece of scratch paper. They're sealed tight, if that's any consolation. They are definitely sealed tight. Alright, so our little piece that says love and joy to you and yours. What we're going to do now is we're going to grab our Glacier ink. I have a ink tool. I'm going to ink up my edges, and I'm just going to blend this on to this piece of paper here. Kind of add some blue to it. Starting off the edge and working in circles. That is true. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to actually do the edges a little darker by doing the direct to paper technique. But that softly colored all of that to that nice glacier color. Now we're going to take our bird and we're going to do the dreaded fussy cutting. But if you move the image, move the paper, not your scissors, it makes it easier as long as you have a really nice, good, sharp pair of scissors. It does make a difference. Cheap scissors cut cheaply. These scissors are a few years old and I still could cut myself with them. They're that sharp. Even though I cut adhesive, I've cut quite a bit of things out of them. I don't normally cut things that are going to nick the blades of them. I'm cutting pretty close to the edge on this because I did go out of the lines quite a bit while I was coloring. Alright, so there's my cardinal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop him up. I'm going to turn down my ringer on my phone. I'm going to go ahead and grab a few of my dots here. Just to give a little dimension. So this is our little piece. I'm going to go ahead and take my adhesive, take my trusty little piece here, center him in, and there you have a cute little box to give to someone, coworker, whatever. Really, really like it. Turned out really super cute. To and from, open the drawer, nice little treats. Again, it's a cute little box that you can easily put a calendar here in this little piece, one of those little tear-off calendars, and give it as a gift. All right, so this is the treat boxes. This is project number 2 of our collection. Again, you can find these over on my blog at scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com. You can check out the next video for the next project. We'll be creating the cut above cards. These are the next 2 projects.